How's everybody doing? Hope everybody's had a decent enough week on there. And welcome to the house of random lights being set up everywhere because I decided to set random lights up, and that one's very bright and very hot. So hopefully it doesn't go too bonkers, and you can see kind of what's going on ish. Hopefully, let me know in the commente parts. Oh dear. If you can hear me and see me, all right. Tracy says, "Welcome to epilepsy." Hopefully, Tracy didn't go too fast on there. So yeah, hopefully they're all right. Let's have a look on here. So I've kind of set up some topics again on there, but yeah, let's go through and just see who's actually in today.
It's Brittany, bitch.
So let's have a look. Who have we got in? So we've got Jimmy Quinn in the house on there. Hi, Jimmy Quinn of the Queen of Jimmys. Obviously, we've got Tracy. Tracy's always here, which is good. I like that. We've got Rob from Beards and Bangers going, yup. Mr. Rob, who is, I mean, last time I heard, was over 600 subs. So big kudos there to Rob with his 600 subs thing. And I think this is needed for Rob. And then this is needed for me. There we go. What else have we got going on? Bad Books. Hope you've had a good week. Judge is here, so yeah, there's that. Carl Davis is here. All right, Carl. Hope you're all right. No band practice tonight, then I assume. Good evening, petrol headers. And that's about it. That's all we've got going at the moment. So nine lovely human beings joining a little stream for me talking crap, basically. My lefty usage. What's my lefty usage, Bad Books? Lefty, righty. Wax on, wax off. 21st. Oh yeah, I think. Oh, when's my band practice? It's not tonight, is it? It's 22nd. 22nd's mine. Bloody hell. Oh, Lecky. Lecky usage. Yeah. That disco light thing's like an old school one that's got filament bulbs in it and all sorts. It's like proper from 80s. So yeah, it probably does guzzle power out a bit. So I've got a couple of topics on there. So I thought we'd start with something random. If I can bloody find it now. Here we go. So top 10 countries that have got the most cars per person, if that makes sense. So per capita, the highest ratio of cars per person on there. For your garage, yeah, disco lights are great. I've got another. Basically, these lights. Let me tell you a little story. So, our bass player Pete used to do light effects for a cabaret act that he used to work for. They were called "You Can't Touch This." In fact, actually, have I got a thing for that? Oh, I don't think I have. Oh, that's a shame. I've got all these little sound effects lined up. I did. I've wobbled. I did have one earlier that were you can't touch this, and I can't see it now. Ah, where's that? That's so annoying. Oh, we'll have to go for this one instead.
Open Gangnam Style.
Here we go.
Gangnam Style. Open Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style.
It's Brittany, bitch.
Yeah, so you used to do lighting for this cabaret act called You Can't Touch This, and I don't think they covered anything that was like MC Hammer. It was just like your general working men's club nonsense on there. But But yeah, it's basically his night's work consisted of setting up a couple of light stands and then having like this little mixer, this little light control mixer, and then just going with little faders and stuff to try and make the lights do cool things. Nowadays, obviously, you just get a program and that's it. But I ended up with so much lights that they'd like stopped using. Like this is like a semi-professional disco light thing, but it's just so old. And then I've got one that's it's called something like Moonflower or something, and it's basically puts like a pattern and rotates it like you used to get in school discos, like a mirror ball, but it's in a box basically, and it does different shapes. And when I opened it up, because I needed to fix it, when I opened it up, it's just like basically a mirror and a bulb and a lens. A bit disappointing. So I've got that, and then I had a couple of baby spots that used to rotate around 200 degrees, I think. I had all sorts of stuff off him. But yeah, these are like hand-me-downs from a really dodgy cabaret act. They were actually on a TV program as well, but it weren't what you'd expect them to be on. I'm talking years ago, probably like 20 years ago, there were a daytime TV program where couples got to, was it a room or a house itself? They got to do up basically either a room or a house. I can't remember what. And then the winners of the series like won so much money to buy a house with that. I can't remember. Anyway, they were in that, and then they didn't win, and then the sort of bit that they got booted off, the episode they got booted off, they were like proper sniping at other contestants and stuff. They're quite funny. If you knew them, that's kind of what they were like anyway. I think we've just seen someone else joining in there. Pingu Concord. Greetings, and I hope you're well. And Dick Dastardly. Evening. And Project Nigel's there. And Project Nigel is saying hello to whoever wants to say hello. Well, I've just said it twice without wanting to say it. So maybe that doesn't count for me. I'm going to say hello anyway. I'm going to go, Paul! Like that. Right then, so what we were talking about before we start going into random things. Oh yeah, here we go. So the top 10 countries that have got the most cars per person. That's a better way of putting it, if that makes sense. So I'll go through these. You'll be surprised because, yeah, I'm surprised. I'm proper surprised. Although a couple are maybe it's not that surprising when you think about the geography and the amount of people in it as well. So number 10 is Italy with 679 cars per 1,000 people. So according to the latest figures available, let me just caveat this by having a look when this web page was done. In 2018, according to the latest 2018 figures available, there are 679 cars per 1,000 people in Italy. Perhaps it's down to the general love for the automobile, as evidenced in the production of beautiful cars from the likes of Ferrari and Lamborghini, or perhaps they never got round to selling their old ones. I don't know. I've never been. Oh, I have been to Italy. What a liar. Is there lots of room in Italy? Maybe things just don't rot away as fast. Don't know. So that's number 10. Number 9. Malta. Malta's got 693 cars per 1,000 people. Edging out the Italians are the Maltese, who it appears much prefer the private motor car to anything so dull as a bus or bicycle. Some estimates suggest cars will outnumber people in Malta by 2030. More cars than people. I'm up for that. I'm up for more cars than people. What else have we got? Luxembourg is number 8 with 739 cars per 1,000 people, covering just 2,586 square kilometres. You wouldn't imagine Luxembourg has much in the way of parking space. Well, the latest stats suggest otherwise. This tiny country's sizable car ownership figures may have something to do with its mind-boggling per capita wealth. So they're quite rich. Quite rich on there, aren't they? Quite rich. I don't think Canada's on it. Dick. I'm trying to think what else there is that's sort of like really shocking. This stream's right slow on there. Maybe it's not that slow in real life. Oh, I've lost my page again. Here we go. So number 7. Can anybody guess what number 7 would be? So the 7th in our list. I need some sort of really cool, like, bring in music. Hang on, what can we use?
Ain't nobody got time for that.
It's true. Ain't nobody got time for that. So number 7 is Australia. So you're as likely to be asked the time by a wallaby wearing a corked hat than see an Australian on a bus or in a train. At least when you clock the above stats, it's a pretty big place. So we're guessing the car is a necessity. That's kind of what I was saying about the geography bit of it before. It's like people are going to have cars in places where you can't really walk anywhere, or there's not like massive cities and sprawling cityscapes and stuff. Too busy yodeling. Oh dear. I see Project Nigel jumped in with his hello, and then that's it. We've not heard from him since. Perhaps he's busy saying hello to people that didn't want to say hello as well. I'm glad you're enjoying the tunage, Pingu. I need to find somewhere of saving them in an order that I actually use them, because these are a bit pants. Like, there's just a lot of them are just swearing. They must be like uploaded by numpties or something. And then there's this one. Yeah, there you go. So number 6 even, don't want to miss this one out. So number 6, with 745 cars per 1,000 peeps, is Iceland. Okay. Forget cod fishing, forget hopping into sulphurous lagoons, or fretting over volcanic ash clouds. You're much more likely to see an Icelandic in a motor car, judging by these stats. They look these little comments are terrible, aren't they? This is like, was this being written by, I don't know, somebody trying to sound clever, but not. Number 5 is Liechtenstein. Oh, I knew there'd be one that had tripped me up. Liechtenstein, with 750 cars per 1,000 people. Is that even a word? So you thought Luxembourgers had a limited off-road parking. Check out the size of Liechtenstein. It's 160 kilometres square. Somehow, however, they've made position. This person's obviously not grasped the concept of this, because it's not, oh my god, look how many cars they've fitted in that such a small space. It's how many cars per 1,000 people there are. And if a lot of those, like, there could just be 1,000 people in that whole country, but if they've all got a car, then they're going to be at the top of the list. So they've not really grasped this, have they? Number 4. Oh, Mr. Dick Dastardly, have you been watching my computer? Number 4 is New Zealand, with 774 cars per 1,000 people. New Zealand, the land of majestic mountains, sparkling clean rivers, fresh air. The Lord of the Rings was filmed there. And cars. But just who's buying all these motors? We reckon it's the sheep. Shut up, you rubbish commentator. Did anybody watch Flight of the Conchords, where their manager was they were all both from New Zealand, and they were in America trying to make it big, and they were a comedy folk duo. And their manager was also the New Zealand consulate, and he had a little office, and in his office he had little posters up about New Zealand, and one of them said New Zealand, Lord of the Rings was filmed there, and the other one said, what were it now? It said New Zealand at the top, and then underneath it said better than Old Zealand. Oh, bless him. So, number 3. Can anybody think what might be number 3 on our list? And I'll play some music while I wait for the comments to catch up. But let's have a look. What have we got? Oh, about this one. I don't know whether the comments have caught up. Let's play something else while we wait. What about? I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. I think about it every night and day. Spread my wings and.
1 hour later.
We weren't quite an hour, were it? But it were a bit of a wait on there. Which song would judge? Right, where did we get to? So number 3 on the list of most cars per 1,000 people is the United States with 795. Not Holland, it's full of bicycles. It is full of bicycles. I believe I can fly. Ew. Yeah, it is crap. This is perhaps one of the less surprising entries on our list. According to the latest data, there are 255,009,283 cars in the soon-to-be former signatory of the... We don't need to know that. Shut up. They're not in the Paris Climate Agreement from 2018. What about number 2? And remember what I said earlier. This is cars per 1,000 people, so it's kind of like a ratio. So it's not like the most cars ever. It's how many compared to people in there. And let's put up another little tune while we wait for people to try and figure out what number 2 might be. Let's have a look. What have we got? Ooh. I don't know what half of these are. Yeah, see? I don't know what half of these are. What's that? Bit of Seinfeld. R8 Tourer. Let's put this one back on for a bit.
Open Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style. Op, 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 op. Open Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style. Op, 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 op. Open Gangnam Style. Hey, sexy lady. Op, 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 op. Open.
There we go. That's enough of that. So what guesses did we have? Yeah, I thought USA were going to be number 1, but if you think about it though, how many people live in like places with, I don't know. Dick says Monaco. They're all mega rich, so they'll have 6 cars each. Udjudge says UK's got to be number 1 or 2. Have you seen the traffic jams and the number of car programs? Bad Book says Saudi Arabia. Greenwood says India. Sorry, Tracy says India. Blackline says Monaco. Carl says South Korea. So number 2 is Monaco. There you go. So you got it right. You got it right there, Dick. So let me find it again. Where are we? Monaco. Yes, they've got a rubbish football team. But no, they don't really care. Why? Because they all drive Bentleys and Ferraris. Do they really? Probably. The huge level of car ownership is even more staggering when we remind you that Monaco is a mere 202 hectares in area. The traffic wardens must be crying into their caviar. Yes, okay. Well, a lot of them have flats and stuff, don't they? And I assume it's like massive parking lots. But yeah, I mean, the other stats are like, how have they worked this out? Is it like how many cars do people own that they use or that aren't used, or because like I don't know. I'm sure like Charles Leclerc, for example. I'm sure he's got more than one car, but he'll only really use one, if that at all, in Monaco. Because it's not like you need to drive loads of places, isn't it? Easy. Italy is pretty car heavy. Italy is pretty car heavy. Oh my god, that live stream bit that I can see on here is way behind the actual live stream on there. That's weird. I probably shouldn't be looking at it. It'll maybe flip my brain inside out. So number one, I'm not going to make you guess this one. So number one that has more cars than people. So it has 1,263 cars per 1,000 people. Is San Marino. The easiest team to beat on FIFA 17, but try to ridicule the average San Marinian with this fact, and he'll probably point out his shiny Porsche, or more likely his two shiny Porsches, because somehow there are more cars than people in this tiny enclave. Yeah, stuff like this. We use data at work a lot, and yeah, I always want to know exactly how they've come up with these tiny little things. I don't know, black lines. I'm not sure. I don't think so. I don't know. It can't be, otherwise why would we have Italy on there as well? There must be something like Monaco and France, like kind of the same but not the same or something. I don't know. It's geography. Did anybody like geography at school? I didn't like geography at school. You got 3 shiny Rovers cars. Aren't your cars always shiny? Every time I see a picture of your cars, it's super shiny. So we'll have a bonus thing. Oh, I wonder if I can set it up as a. We're going to see if I can set it up as a poll in the chat, but I don't think I can. Yeah, Udgy didn't like geography. It had loads of names of countries that didn't mean anything to her. Right, so can anybody guess how many cars per 1,000 people there is in the UK? Bearing in mind it weren't on this top 10, and the least in the top 10 was 679, so it's going to be under 679. So how many guesses can people make? That's a stupid question. How many do people guess? And we'll play some tunage again for a bit. Sorry, it'll be this one, because this one's 30 seconds long. "30 seconds is a good length of time." That's what I tell the judge anyway. So we've got a few guesses on there. So the chat's not as slow as the video for the chat on YouTube. How terribly confusing, especially for someone of my small intellect of an evening. Sounds like a Rob Hubbard C64 tune. I'm not sure whether that's a good thing, Carl. Quite honestly, it's actually the intro of a full song that I did, but I can't remember whether it's got any words on that one. I think I did it from when my brother wanted to do a tune, and he never rocked up with his vocal rangings. I think it's called Mark Project. So there we go. That's a good thing. That's all right. So we've got a few guesses. So Carl said 500. Beardy Streetwise said 378. Oh, are you asking me, Beardy Streetwise, whether I rate the Streetwise? If you were, I'd quite like a Streetwise. I have literally nowhere to put it and no use for one, but I would quite like one. And this is going to be like my go-to mantra for everything. I'd quite like one and make it look quite racy. So if you imagine like a track day version, so still with the black plastic bumpers and stuff, but load of it. Like the one, I'm sure someone had one in Paul's yard that were like done look like a rally car or something. Paul, if you're still watching, am I making that up? Have I imagined that, or did someone strip a knackered streetwise in your yard that were done up for rallying, like it had been stripped out inside it and had got a bucket seat and stuff like that, and a big ZR spoiler on it and stuff? Big streetwise, I'd have nowhere to put it. I'd have literally, I've got nowhere to put 2 cars, never mind 3 cars, which I've got, and 4 cars, which I would have. I even have to, even with bike, when I'm moving that in and out of the garage, I have to do a bit of Tetrising past cars there and bikes there, and I have to make sure I've parked the car far enough back for me to be able to get bike out. And I'm already trying to think how I can fit another bike in there. Yeah, I thought there was something to do with that, Carl. It weren't worth repairing, were it? So they were stripping it for bits, but I assume were to put on another one somewhere. Because I saw a post from K-Maps a couple of months ago that they'd had a streetwise into map, and it looked right good. It was just like the first time I'd ever seen like race prepped, but not race prepped. But yeah, that'd have been really nice. It's just chunky boy, like that. Right, so I should go back to this thing, shouldn't I, rather than letting your guess. So we've had a few guesses. So the actual amount of cars per 1,000 people in the United Kingdom as of 2018, as he desperately looks to see if we've got a drum roll noise effect, that I'm sure I saw before I announce how many cars there was in 2018 per 1,000 people in the UK. That weren't really what I wanted, but there you go. 519. So 519 cars per 1,000 people in UK in 2018. So yeah, people quite close. Some quite close guesses on there. Judge, you failed terribly. Terrible. Is it snowing, Carl? Blooming out. I thought I saw some shadows outside. Hang on. I'm just going to have a look out of my window. I can't see out. We've got weird film on it. Hang on. Bloody hell, it is snowing. Bloody hell. Honestly. Yeah, basically black lines. Yeah, around that. I mean, I'm pretty sure Margaret counts as half a car sometimes. She's that tiddly popped. So has everybody had a good week so far? Been up to anything? The snow managed to cause any issues for people? We collapsed our porch roof, which was très annoying. Snow, sleet and hail in South Lincolnshire earlier, not good. Had 0 snow here in London at all. Oh, well that's bad, because it's not even like you're allowed to drive around or anything, because you're not allowed to have cars anymore, are you, Trace? You shall not have vehicles, otherwise you will pay a fortune to have the vehicles. Even if you don't use the vehicles, you're not allowed them, so stop having the vehicles. I was Trey confused with Boaty's video when he said that he'd had to abandon his car and walk home for an hour, and that he dropped his phone and somebody had found it. I was like, oh no, that's terrible. And then he did that video and he literally parked at the bottom of the hill and walked home for 30 seconds. It did look like a trauma. I wouldn't have done it. I'd have just told him I'm not coming in. Or, well, I don't know what he does. So I doubt he could have done it from home, could he? Yeah, it's already done, Bad Book. So basically, it's like corrugated clear sheets, but it's like the super thin ones rather than being the thicker ones that you you tend to make roofs out of. It's kind of the thin ones. And it was just that the snow fell off the roof of the house onto the porch roof, and it just made, well, all of them apart from one bent in too much, and it just come unclipped. So I had to spend a bit of time trying to scoop the snow off the top of it so it weren't as sort of bent in. Then propped it inside with a broom, and then when it all melted, just managed to push it back in from underneath. So we're all good in the end. I thought it was going to take ages, but it didn't. Strong winds, Pinger. Yeah, we've had a few of them. Wind, I think, is the worst weather because it breaks stuff. I can do with things getting wet or covered in snow, but yeah, I don't want my fences blowing over and stuff. That's true, bad bugs. Boaty could have parked a lot closer if he hadn't parked all these other cars there. Oh, I think we might have got a bit of a rant from Tracy. Oh, do you like my bow tie, by the way? Proper snazzy tonight. I mean, I can't really see it behind my beard. So. Yeah, the ULEZ zone is stupid. Don't ban the things that are killing our children. Just pay the mayor for the privilege of killing our children, and he's happy. It is true. That is true. They've done one in Sheffield, and at the moment, it's not for private cars or bikes. It's just business vehicles. Where if you go on anywhere, I think it's on the ring road or inside the ring road, you have to pay. Is it £8 a day, something like that? Which is, I don't know, if I kind of feel if they'd have done it not on the ring road, then it'd have been alright because basically because I'm being selfish. If I go to work, I go on the ring road and then come off it again. I never actually go into town. It's like town's there, I live here, and I kind of come down and then skirt just around the ring road and then come out again a bit. Yeah, it is Black Lanes. But yeah, it's part of the ring road as well. So yeah, it's only business vehicles at the moment. I feel that's not going to be the same for all time. And if they start making it private vehicles as well, there's no way I'm going into office. I'll work from home. You can sue me. Or not. Please don't sue me. Yeah, M20. Yeah, our A61 is like your M25 only. Yeah, I can't think of any other comparisons. I saw some really cool sticker a while ago. You know, like you get people that get them Nürburgring stickers. This has just had a picture of Ring Road around Sheffield, and it said A61 ring. That was quite cool. Yeah, Black Lines. Yeah, £8 a day. There's some business people that I've heard their arguments on the radio about why they don't like it, and I'm not entirely sold on some of them, to be honest. So there were one guy. I'll try and remember how he said it and in what how he put it across. But basically, this guy's job was hiring out stages and disco gear and like PAs and things. So somebody'd hire the gear from him. He'd go to his lockup, which is just inside the charge zone bit. So he might go like like 2 o'clock one afternoon, like 2 o'clock Friday afternoon. 2 o'clock Friday afternoon, he'll go and pick his gear up from this lockup, fill his car up and stuff, or his van or whatever, drive out to wherever it is that are hiring the gear, set that up for the night, blah, 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 blah. People doing things, shouting, singing, making music, whatever. Then after the event, which is normally, he said, like, after 12 or 1 in the morning, pack everything up, go and take it back to his lockup. But then he were like, well, that means I've got to pay twice, doesn't it? Because I'm picking it up, I'm going inside the charge zone on a Friday, and then going back inside the charge zone Saturday morning, so it's over midnight, so you'd have to pay twice. And I'm thinking, right, that's £16 that it's costing you. How much are you renting your stuff out for? Because I'm pretty sure it's going to be like £500 at least. So why don't you just add £20 on top of your costs? I'm pretty sure you can absorb that £16 from there, or just add £20 on top, and then you've got an extra £4 for a Mackie D's on your way back as well. Problem solved. I don't know what anybody else's thoughts on them. I can see from certain points of view it's a bad idea, but I think sometimes people don't give themselves a very good argument by saying that it's going to bankrupt them because they've got to charge the customers an extra £8 on something like that. That makes sense. Hello, General Cheeseburger. Oh, you thought you'd check this out, did you? Do you? Did you do? Or they could just pee in the tank. Let's have some more cool music. You ready, everybody? What about this one? I've no idea, honestly. I've literally no idea. So, another topic. If everybody's ready for another topic, and not got any questions that you want me to answer, because I am all for answering questions, stupidly and without fact. The thing I disagree with, says Black Lines, is that encompassing the ring road, I think until you actually go into the city centre, you shouldn't be tagged by it. By definition, you're going around it while you're on it. Yeah, exactly, Black Lines. That's exactly my thoughts. There was the person in charge of the area marking on the radio, and they did say why they included the ring road, but I can't remember what it were now. But yeah, it should be like ring road's fine, but anything off the ring road going into the city, you'd have to be paid for it. Like, I don't know whether, I assume you'd get charged if you use Derek Dooley Way then, which is like the link from the Parkway. So if you worked where the that business park is, where that McLaren place and stuff is, if you worked there, I can't remember what it's called now. Anyway, that thing off at Parkway. If you worked there, but you lived in Hillsborough, your best way of getting home from there is to go down Parkway, down Derek Dooley Way, onto Ring Road, and then back out on A61. But if you're getting charged by going on that bit from Derek Dooley Way, like past where Victoria Keys is, and back down past Putnam, where courts are, and onto Shells Moor, that's horrible. The only alternative is going to be going, well, fine, there might be some cut-throughs, like through Peter Street and stuff, but it's not very direct, and well, maybe it does its job in that case. Maybe they're the kind of people then wanting to stop going through Ring Road. Pingu Concord says, can you please say hello to my son Joshua?
Alright, Josh, how's that doing, lad? I hope they're doing alright. I'm from Yorkshire, you know, that's why I talk like this. I've not got some sort of brain problem with me brain. It's just I'm from Yorkshire. That's why I say, hey up.
What else have we got on there? Oh, you got it in Birmingham as well, General Cheeseburger. I think they're just going to be popping up all over the place, aren't they? They're saying I'm happy, at the moment it doesn't affect me, but if it does, can you imagine if they start charging bikes? It's bad enough having motorbikes when you go places and not having sort of parking for bikes, which is silly. Because if there's I'm going to get on a motorbike, right? If there's any area of let's see, people that have got disposable income and actively go out seeking places to spend it, it's motorcyclists, because nobody needs a motorbike nowadays. You don't commute on motorbikes. Mopeds, maybe, there's a few of those, but look, I think how many motorbikes you see commuting in the morning compared to cars. And you'll only see them motorbikes generally because they're filtering through traffic. So there you go. But yeah, so the motorcyclists are quite a good source of income for places like cafes and sort of like interesting areas to visit and stuff like that. but how many of them don't have actual motorcycle parking? And like, is it not Bakewell? Is it Castleton? Castleton, if you read their parking signs, what they actually tell you is that it's any vehicle from X kilograms up to other kilograms that have got to pay for a parking space. So in theory, if you park in the parking in Castleton, you've got to park in an actual parking space and pay for that parking space. But if they did that, and there's like 5 or 6 bikers go, that's 5 or 6 parking spaces that are taken up. So that's 5 or 6 cars full of people that can't park there. Oh, I don't like it. Should be free parking for motorcycles everywhere, because we're going to go and spend money on stuff we don't need anyway. So it only does good for areas. What have I missed? What have I missed? My sleeker number plate ends in Hill. But you need to sell it to someone in Yorkshire then, Black Lines. Unless you are in Black Lines, I can't remember. Aren't you near like the Midlands? Blimey, that was like visiting me Yorkshire relatives. He wasn't impressed. Never mind, Pingu. I don't mind. Is that a Hubnut t-shirt? You will have to pay a fine for that. It is, unfortunately, yeah. But it's the Triangle of Doom one, because it kind of works on 3 levels. So the first level is obviously the Triangle of Doom, because he's obsessed with wiper blades. And then the other level that it works on for me is in a musical way. Like, can you imagine a Doom band where everything's sort of like tuned down and it's sort of slow and sludgy and like really like deep and grungy and like just like rumbly, and then you've got a triangle. That'd be so cool. I want to play triangle in a Doom band, and I'm not going into what the third option is. I'm sure you can work it out yourself. Yes, it did Tracy, and it was, guess who it was? It was Boaty liking a comment. I keep forgetting to turn vibration off, actually. Look him up. That's a war crime, if I'm not mistaken. Traitor, send to the tower. Hey, don't you start. There weren't that many of us that were fighting on the front line during Hubnut's live stream, so I'm pretty sure most of you lot can keep stum. Oh, North Lincolnshire. Okay, blind. Although I'm from Newcastle originally. Oh yeah, I'm sure I remember your accent on one of the videos that I watched. That my wife made us. They do that. They do that apart from mine. That just moved to England instead. Trace blooming heck. He won't be court-martialed now. Blooming heck. I would be careful what t-shirts I'm wearing next time, aren't I? Crikey O'Reilly. Right then, what time is it? 9:43. Christ, that's gone fast. Right, I'm not going to use the topics I've got on the computer. I'm going to use the one topic I got left from like 2 weeks ago. So, are you all ready? Let's see if we've got a suitable intro for this again. Let's have a look.
Oh shit! Here we go again.
Yeah, there we go. So, in a film of your life, I'm going to pause there and just answer Pingu. Yeah, it's Henrietta, I assume you're on about. Or unless you're asking someone else. But yeah, I'm happy with Henny still. She's a gold mine of little jobs that need doing that I can film and stuff. So yeah, I don't know whether you've seen the recent series. That the last part's on Saturday, the steering wheel refurb. And then I'm either going to start on that rear wing or start taking door cards off. One at the next 2 things. So yeah, I've got quite a few bits to do on there. Yeah. So my next question. So we'll have this for sort of like 5 or 10 minutes, and then we'll all go and get a cup of tea before we go and start watching Mr. Mustard, who does music like this. Like that. That's Mustard's music. My music's more like this. Which is not music, it's noise. There's a difference. Anyway, what we're saying. Oh yeah, so topic. for discussion, if you may, or if you will, because you may, but I want you to, so if you will. In a film of your life, and that's your life, or you can tell me about my life if you want, I don't mind. Who would play you? So what actor or actress would play you? And what would the film title be? What do you think to that one, eh? That's going to get them brain cells working. I was trying to think who'd play me, and I can't remember what the blooming guy's name is. Right, I need to find out. He's dead now. I want him to play me now. He's dead. Chase says, let's have a look on there. Don French or Rebel Wilson as me when younger. Slippery when wet or wide loud. Dear. Oh dear. Right. Oh, he's not on there. It was in Carry On films. It's not Kenneth Williams. What's his name? I need a picture of him. Oh, there he is. Oh, they don't tell you his blooming name. Jeebus, right. Charles Hawtrey. That's who'd play me. That's who I'd want to play me. Charles Hawtrey. And what would it be called? Carrying on. I don't know. I've no idea. I'm lost on that one. I should have thought that before I put it to you guys. Let's have a look what we got. Uji says title. Sorry, actor. I wish I could say Jennifer Aniston, but it would probably be Melissa McCarthy at the moment. People of the bookshops. Yeah, that'd be it. That'd be it. It'd be that guy, whatever his name was that I just said, that I've closed it down now. Right, Charles Hawtrey, and it'd just be called A Up, and that'd be it. Carry On, A Up. Clint Eastwood and Hang 'em High. Okay. Nice one, Carl. Carl says Stan Laurel, and it'd be called The Longest Midlife Crisis Ever. Pingu says Sebi Ballesteros, The Years Before Golf. Nice one. Black Lawrence, John Lithgow. What the hell happened? I'd pay to watch anything with John Lithgow in it. That's the guy from Third Rock from the Sun, isn't it? And various other things. Oh, let me just check. Yeah, he's proper funny. He's proper funny and weird. Oh, there's loads of crackers people that we could have playing parts and stuff. Oh no, General Cheeseburger, terrible. Radsi Nesbit, Monkey Hanger Central. I never watched any Radsi Nesbit, so I don't know if that's an inside joke or what. But the John Lithgow one got me good. I like that one. That one's a good one. What kind of film would it be? I think mine. I'd want mine to be a romantic comedy with a car chase, and then some sort of weird sci-fi ending. I think that's what I'd like. Yeah, Third Rock from the Sun. I like it because I used to watch it all the time at my mates when I lived in Winkerbank. But at night, I can't stand it in the morning. It's too much. It's too much slapstick for me in the morning. Comedy drama. Yeah, I think mine might have to be a romantic comedy with a car chase in it, and then at the end, something weird sci-fi, like all the world starts to unwrap. Like, you know, like when you unwrap a Cadbury's cream egg. When you unwrap a Cadbury's cream egg and you're pulling all the foil off, Well, everything would start having like it's outside of that just falling off, like people and buildings and cars and actual Cadbury's cream eggs on the inside instead of there being an egg, it'd just be like colours and numbers like in Matrix. And then it'd end up where everything was just a big blob of colours and numbers, and then it'd zoom out, and then something else had happened that I don't know about. Maybe the universe would end up being a Cadbury's cream egg. Blackline says, mine would be me banging my head off open cupboard doors, swearing at clouds and drinking too much tea. That just sounds like normal, to be honest. Clouds are very annoying. I quite often stare at clouds. Like Mustard does his cloud shots where he puts it on time lapse and fills the clouds. I often find myself staring at the clouds, thinking, "Oh, it'd be good to film them and put them on a time lapse and stuff like Mustard does as background stuff." And then by the time I've thought about it, I've gone off that idea. I should just do it straight away instead. I should carry a tripod and my phone around with me at all times. The River Wild, okay. Alexis Sale, title, "Hello John, got a new motor." Boaty's film would be Boaty Does Dallas. And then I think it'd be Boaty's film would be Boaty Does Dallas, and then in brackets, the cast of. Who would play Captain Mustard? Don't know, you know. Oh, obviously do. It's so obvious when we think about it. Come on, think about it. Who? I don't want him to be insulted by this suggestion that it's so obvious now. Jeff Bridges from Big Lebowski. He could do that. He's got that hairy look. Guy Martin for Mustard. Guillaume Trace. I'm not sure where the similarities are at all there. I think Guy Martin would play Hugh Jackman's life, or the other way around. Hugh Jackman would play Guy Martin in Guy Martin's life, because they can look very similar. Well, they didn't until Guy Martin had his short hair all the time. Yeah, Jeff Bridges, definitely. A Big Lebowski version of Jeff Bridges could play Captain Mustard. Terry Nutkins. I'm glad you guys are coming up with these when I'm trying to be fairly sensible. No, that's just me wanting Guy Martin to do. Oh, okay. That's a bit sexual, isn't it, Tracy? I assume that's what you mean. In a sexy way. In a sexy way. You want Guy Martin to do Mustard in a sexy way. I mean, the kind of opposite sides of country. But you might be able to get them together somehow. Steve Carell for Mustard. Judge says, you think Steve Carell? I was just going to knock you and say you're an idiot there, Judge. But actually, I think you've got something. I think Steve Carell could act. He could act a good Mustard. Whether he could look like a good Mustard and be as tall as Mustard, I'm not sure about. But he'd definitely be able to act the Mustard. The Mad Professor from Back to the Future, the Rover could be the DeLorean. Yeah, I like that Torah. I think everybody likes that Torah. I think he's going to have a problem. I think he might actually, maybe when he said he got a T-shirt, didn't he? He got some Project Nigel T-shirts. Maybe his next T-shirt design should be, no, I'm not selling the effing Torah. That should be his next T-shirt. I see. I would attempt to do the underscore thing, but Boaty can move his eyebrows and I can't move my eyebrows. Not voluntarily anyway. Like up, down, up, down. Oh, they don't move up. But sometimes when I'm shaving, look, that one went up then, but not by choice.
What's wrong with you, eyebrows? What's wrong with you?
Mustard versus Martin in Roger Boaty, the caravan. Jeebus. I think you need to calm down, you block. I think you need to have a bit of a chill out. But anyway, it's 5-2, so we need to go and get a drink, and I need to go and set up downstairs so I can watch Mustard stream. So thank you once again, everybody. Too much Boaty. No, but yeah, not got much wrinkles, have I, for a 47 nearly year old? I'm doing quite well. Right, so yeah, thanks for joining, everybody. It's been a lovely chat with you. Again, we got through one topic, even though I had 3 or 4 set up. So that means you must have enjoyed it. And I will definitely start earlier next time. I'll try and start it at 8:30. Yes, if you can lick the height, lick that height button. Go on, lick that height button, and that'll be great. Right, see you all in 5 minutes. Have a good one. Take care, and remember, don't be arseholes to each other. Bye.